Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. 2 seconds. Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I know you've got a nice beer in your hand there, Bob. You probably want to go and enjoy that. But quick 5 minutes of your time. 2 days from fight night. How anxious are you?
I mean, this is really something. I mean, this is the buzz here and the activity is something we haven't seen in years. This is great. So everybody in our country is talking about it. I hear that the excitement in the UK is equally as big. So I am looking forward to a great night where so many people on both sides of the pond are going to enjoy a great boxing match.
Talking about the two sides of the pond, back home you kicked up a little bit, well, you made a little bit of a stir back home when you said only the Brits care about Anthony Joshua. Do you stand by that statement?
Yeah, absolutely. In America, nobody cares about it. Anybody, any fighter who gets beat by Andy Ruiz, gets knocked out by Andy Ruiz, is not an elite fighter. I mean, let's be honest about it. I had Andy Ruiz for 36 fights, and he didn't knock out a majority of the guys that we put him with, many of whom were not really top flight, most of them were not top flight heavyweights. And Anthony Joshua gets knocked out by Andy Ruiz. What does that say about him?
Well, I'm not going to answer that.
I mean, could you believe if Andy Ruiz fought Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, would you give Andy Ruiz any chance against those two guys?
Not at all, none.
No, and he knocked out Anthony Joshua, who then fought him in a rematch and ran like a pussy.
What does Anthony Joshua need to do to become elite then? Does he need to face somebody like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder?
I'm telling you, and listen to what I'm telling you. Anthony Joshua's next fight is with Kubrat Pulev, who will knock Anthony Joshua out.
All going well for Tyson Fury, all going well for Anthony Joshua. Would you make that fight with Joshua and Tyson Fury?
With who?
With Anthony Joshua.
Joshua's going to get knocked out.
But I'm saying all going well. If both fighters, Tyson Fury and Joshua,
if they're both standing after this business is finished with Wilder and he fights his 2 mandatories, and if Joshua was still standing, it's a huge fight. Of course I would do it.
I've got to get your opinion as well. If you enjoy that beer, Bob. I've got to get your opinion as well. The Nevada State Commission's cancelled the face-off at the weigh-in. A lot of fans, a lot of media are unhappy about that. What's your thoughts on it?
Why are they unhappy about it?
I think it's part of the spectacle.
What does a friggin' face-off have to do with anything about a boxing match? We saw them, they did a face-off before the press conference. I mean, maybe without bad intent, they pushed each other and so forth. The problem is they're not actors. So they have emotions and it gets out of hand and somebody can get hurt, and it sends the wrong image that fighters can't control themselves. They're nothing but thugs. You don't see that in football with your footballers in a press conference. They don't push and shove each other. Why should boxers?
You know, I think it adds to the spectacle though, the face-off. I know there might be a little bit of pushing and shoving, but there might not be, and the face-off adds to the whole show and the event of the weigh-in.
I don't think a face-off. What do you want them to kiss each other? I mean, what the frick do you want with a face-off? I mean, it's ludicrous.
We've seen the Top Rank and PBC work together for this huge event. The other big fight that us as fans and us as media want to see is Spence v Crawford. Can we see you work together for that fight?
Well, absolutely, particularly when Al Heyman and PBC does their fights with Fox. We do the fights with ESPN, and look how Fox and ESPN work together seamlessly. So of course we're going to do it again.
If Spence, obviously his health, we've got obviously wishing that he's back to full health, and he's back in training anyway, but could we see that at the tail end of this year, or do we have to wait till 2021?
Oh, I hope we could do it this year, but that would depend on Spence's health.
Final question, 2 days before the fight, do you believe Tyson Fury, when he says he's going to stop Wilder in 2 rounds, can he do it?
No. I think he's going to try to rough up Wilder early on. I give him a shot to take Wilder out in the middle round, 7th, 8th round. But it's a good strategy on his part because Wilder has that punch And the way you minimize the threat of that punch is to weaken the fighter early on so that that punch doesn't have the same impact.
Bob, I'll let you go and enjoy that beer. Thanks so much for this, Fight Phil TV, and it's a pleasure to speak to you again.
Thank you very
Bob.
much.
Thank you.